So Edward, you were just in a session where you talked about a hurricane and the incredible impact that hurricane, Hurricane Michael, had in October of your business. So fill us in a little bit about what happened there for you.
Well, the storm itself was just one of these things that came up and swooped up and hit us directly, caught everybody by surprise. I think the devastation was the biggest surprise, how bad the storm was. When we got back, it was about a week after the storm hit, we were able to get back into the area and survey the damage. We were told at that time to expect about an 8-week period of time without any electricity. So we're literally going into the mode of a company that's thinking, what are we going to preserve, in terms of personnel? How are we going to come back? What's going to be involved? How do we bring all this together? It was a 40-year endeavor to get to that point in our business.
And so now, what was the damage was there physical damage or?
Yes, every building on the property pretty much was totally destroyed from an insurance perspective, complete destruction. Our main manufacturing plant was completely destroyed. All the buildings were exposed to those elements, all the equipment inside, just rubble everywhere. So really complete devastation.
Well, so all of the actual, the sanders, everything were gone, like wiped out, or could you save anything?
Well, I mean, thankfully, woodworking equipment's pretty heavy, right? So it was there, but some of it, steel beams had crashed on top of and crushed, dented. A lot of the vulnerable electronics on some of the computerized machinery was compromised. Quite frankly, it's been 6 months, and some of the machinery hasn't been hooked up yet because we're still rebuilding the buildings that it's got to go back into. Right. So, it's still yet to be determined what all is going to be involved in with regard to the machinery.
Right, and I guess there's concern about if the machines are back up and running, are they still safe? Are there flaws? Is there structural damage that you haven't noticed yet?
Right. Well, that's a good question. So Penn Lumberman is our insurance company, and they've been great. They do a lot of work underwriting companies in our industry, and they're actually sending an expert out who's going to come and evaluate all the equipment. We've gotten that far in our insurance claim in the process that they'll send an engineer out this coming Monday, and he's going to go through all of the equipment that we have that hasn't been hooked up to determine whether it's a total loss, just throw it out and salvage value and put new machines in or what. So we won't put anything in that would compromise safety or even the quality of the product that we're making.
Now in your presentation you mentioned that you were surprised and extremely elated about the support that you'd been given by the industry, and you wondered whether it was unique to this industry or not. And you said that even some of your competitors helped out. Fill us in a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most encouraging things. I mean, really, I try to stay optimistic always, just in general in life, and I try to think of when bad things happen, something good's coming around the corner, unless I've just done something really bad that deserves something bad to happen. In this case, I didn't think I had. And so we were looking for what's the good from this, and it just poured in. I mean, we had customers who, without me even saying to them what my misgivings and concerns about starting back, were calling me on the phone saying, please don't quit, keep going, we need you, you've been a vital part of the development of our area, the work that you all do is meaningful. That was encouraging right off the bat. And then the vendors and the friends and the competitors and everyone who stepped up and said, tell us how we can help you. I mean, I had competitors saying, if you need for your trucks to come in and unload product that competes with my own product, parenthetically, we'll unload it for you, we'll store it for you. We want you to succeed. We don't want this thing to take you out, And I mean, really, for my whole family, I mean, there were moments where we were just all in tears, just overwhelmed by that, and that was common. So I think that was one of the things that made it easy to decide we've got to keep going. And our employees were there for us too. I mean, they were on the ground immediately taking care of the business and giving us reports. So just really, from a human perspective, it was great. One of the guys that we were speaking today was talking about the way there's a bit of polarization and negativity out there. This just sort of erased all those thoughts, and there were no politics. It was all people helping each other, and that was great.
I'm glad it worked out for you, and thank you for sharing your story.
You're welcome.